As is one of your co-host Mills.
I'm your man P. What's going on this morning, bro?
Man, super early this morning. we we went down to the wire.
Bro, we cut this joint super close.
Super close, but we getting it done though.
No, for sure, we definitely getting it done. And I'm upset that our schedules aren't allowing us to align, but we're still getting it done. So that's all that matters.
Hey, listen, man. As long as we get it done, who cares? I mean, we
Yeah.
care, but we knocking them out, and we not leaving nobody without. So that's all that
No,
matters.
absolutely. And it's crazy because I'll take the heat for this one for us not being able to link up. I'm actually in my car right now, just leaving work this morning on this fine, rainy Saturday morning. I had like some legit, like, time sensitive stuff that I needed to take care of, and I took care of it. But it was a little humbling, bro. It was a little humbling to say the least.
What you mean?
Well, we had my staff and I had some cleaning and stuff we had to get done, and we knocked it out. Like we knocked it out. At least I thought we did. And my boss had to go up to the gig the other day to grab some stuff he ordered. And bosses do what bosses do. So he started looking around, whatever the case. And on the hot side of the kitchen, where the grill and the fryers and everything are, he saw something. And when you in that role, it's like, wait a minute, let me just take a closer look. And he pulled the coolers out from the wall and everything else. Shit show, bro. And he texted us in the group text, and y'all dropped the ball. Looks like this side of the kitchen wasn't touched at all. Blah 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 blah. And when he's not there, I'm the guy. So it fell on me. So I took ownership like I should have. I didn't look, I didn't inspect as thoroughly as I should have. But man, listen, when I saw that shit this morning, bro, I was so embarrassed. But like I said, it was humbling because no matter how good of a job you think you're doing, you can always do better.
Yeah, man. Listen, first off, nobody's perfect. Perfection doesn't exist. So the fact that you did take ownership. You always been that way since I've known you. So you know you'll fix it next time, or you fixed it this morning for sure.
Well, it's like 70% done. But I say, you know what? I'm gonna stop right here. I'm gonna get out of here, and then I'm gonna finish the rest Monday morning. When I go in on Monday. So you know,
For sure.
it is what it is. But we're not going to keep our listeners too long this morning. But I heard you want to talk about something very specific, Anthony Bourdain to be exact. Am I correct?
You're very correct. But let's jump into tails real quick. Let's not bury the lead. Let's jump into tails, and we can get right into that, and then we can get right into motivational. I got a tails I just remembered, and it's kind of serendipitous how I remembered. So this is hotel. I'll make this short, quick, and as entertaining as possible. Working at this hotel, we have a wedding planned. So we getting everything for the wedding together. So at this particular hotel, we got our wedding cakes from a different company. Love the company. Can be a tad unprofessional, which leads to the tails. So we have this wedding. They ordered this 4-tier wedding cake. Wedding cake was beautiful. I saw the pictures. I saw like the updated process of it. Day of the wedding, we're getting everything set. They dropped the wedding cake off. Don't you know that wedding cake was in pieces?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What do you mean?
I mean, they didn't take proper care in dropping the wedding cake off.
And it
And
broke apart in transport?
yes.
Oh my goodness, bro.
Now, mind you, I'm not. I'm as a chef. I'm nice as shit. I understand. For some people, baking is a part of being a chef, but like for some of us, we keep them completely separate. I didn't finish fixing that cake until 4 minutes before it was time to be presented.
Damn.
They dropped it off 4 hours and 20. I timed this shit. It was 4 hours and 20 minutes before the actual cake had to be presented when they dropped it off.
And it took you exactly 4 hours and 16 minutes to fix it.
I was struggling. I went right to YouTube University. It was a bad joint. It was a bad. It was real bad. So I'm sitting there fumbling, trying to fix this cake. You got other people coming in like, "Oh no, this is what you're supposed to do," and I'd be like, "Okay." They'll do something, and I'd be like, "It's wrong. Get out the kitchen." And that's my big thing. If you not doing what you're supposed to do, get out the kitchen. I just ended up I just took the cake to like a banquet space that was open, got quiet, put some headphones in, and when I tell you I just made this cake magnificent again, I did my thing. Took a while though, for sure.
Well, that was a huge pat on the back to yourself, number one. And number two, that right there has been one of your most proud culinary moments because you was able to put that huge fire out, number one.
Oh my
And then,
goodness.
and then number two, we do what we do. The smiles on people's faces when our food, our service, whatever the case may be, is top tier. And that's a top tier service moment.
Oh, for sure. Let that email that got sent that Monday morning. Oh my goodness, they were in full panic mode because a hotel in a major market hotel, and that's one of your accounts, and you fumble like that is not a good look. So they were sitting there like, "Oh, we can do this, we do this, blah blah blah." We send you samples. Like it was like I was giving I was giving cakes out to my staff like, "Happy Tuesday." So, what you got for us,
That's
bro?
wild. I drew a blank just now. Hold on. And I had a doozy too. Listening to
Uh,
your story, I was so captivated by it.
it's cool. You
um,
get it back.
so it's funny. I'm gonna switch it up, and I like how our tales have been mirroring each other for the past couple episodes. So I have a tales from when I was at the hotel, and reluctantly enough, it's a wedding story.
Okay.
So it was a wedding, nothing like what you was just talking about, but we had a wedding going on, and for whatever reason, well, I know why, and you'll know why in a second too. So this wedding in particular decided that they didn't want their dinner to be plated; they wanted their dinner to be buffet style. Now,
Okay. Get them in, get them out.
can you? Well, not even that. Money.
Yeah, that too.
You know what I'm saying? Buffet is way cheaper than plated.
It's not.
So,
It's not that much cheaper though.
well, the package they got, I saw the comparison between plated and buffet,
Oh, it was a
and
big difference.
it was a difference of a couple $1,000s.
Oh shit. All right. I stand corrected.
Yeah. So they got buffet style. I'm not a big fan of wedding buffet receptions, but whatever, it is what it is. So their buffet was nice. Two proteins, two starches, two veg, two different salads, entire dessert table, and of course open bar. So everything's going great. Now we're about 35 minutes into dinner. All I hear one of the banquet servers say is, "They're fucked." So I'm like, well, wait, what happened? What happened? Because of course I'm never where I'm supposed to be. So I'm in the wrong place at the right time. So I'm
Hmm.
like, well, what happened? And it's like, yo, this one table went up to the buffet and damn near took an entire pan of steak to their table.
I fucking hate people that do that, yo.
And I'm like, well, this is what happens when you do buffet instead of plated. People are going to gorge themselves because everything is right there in front of them. But at the rate people were eating, they were going to run out of food. So I told Chef, I said, look, man, they paid for this shit. It's kind of on them, but they're not going to make it to their buffet. They're going to run out of food. You should see like how these people are eating. So it was a lesson learned that day. He told me, and I quote, I'll never forget this. He said, unfortunately, Pat, we did our job. We gave them exactly what they wanted plus more because we kind of figured this was going to happen. If they run the fuck out of food, that's the fuck on them, and we're not giving them no extra because any extra they didn't pay for. So let it be a lesson learned. And I said, say less. They ran out of food with about 20 minutes left in their dinner, and they're looking like, well, like they looked at us like we got the ball. But when we explained to them that your guests have 3 pieces of steak and 2 pieces of salmon on a plate, and they're not even eating it all, and it's going to waste, and then y'all food is getting thrown out because your guest is greedy as fuck. That's on y'all. And it was a whole big thing. They was in there arguing. I thought a couple people was getting ready to throw hands. I'm talking about like yes, throw hands with each other. Like it was bad.
You greedy
But
ass. What the fuck?
again, he said take it as a lesson learned. And I was so singularly focused of gotta put the fire out, gotta put the fire out, what are we gonna do? That I didn't take the time to really think about it and say, well, we did give them what they asked for, plus more. They're not paying for anything extra at this point, so we're not just going to give give money away. We're not doing that. We're in the business of making money. So it was cool. It was a great lesson learned. I'm glad I learned it. But in that moment, I was like, holy shit! Like, what the fuck are we going to do?
Nothing.
Clearly, but that's my tales.
Man, bro, weddings be. You know what it is too, and like I always give your praises on your wedding.
Listen, weddings
Oh, they be the
are
worst. Be the
they're a gift and a
worst.
curse. They're a gift and a curse, bro.
Because nobody's ever really ready. Like, and if you do, you do your due diligence. Excuse me, pardon me with the stutters. You do your due diligence. It's an easy process. I've had in my career 2 weddings that went off perfectly without a hitch, but they also were planning like 8 months to a year prior, so they had to jump on it. But yeah, bro, weddings are the worst.
Well, you
So,
know what they say. I forget the guy. I think it was Charles Darwin, if I'm not mistaken. What can go wrong will
you'll
go
go wrong.
wrong.
I believe you might be right on that. But, we're chefs. We just be quoting shit.
Yeah, exactly. Well, what's up, man? What's
So
going on, man?
so listen. I saw this tweet on Twitter, and it got my brain juices going. So the tweet goes, I wish Anthony Bourdain were alive today to articulate the insanity of living in a country where cooks were the largest occupational group to die in a pandemic, and restaurant owners are pouting that nobody wants to work in restaurants anymore. So I was like, damn, that's that's a pungent quote. Well, that's a pungent take there. So of course I had to jump on. I had to do my research. So just to dispel it just a little bit, cooks and people in food and beverage are not the largest.
And it has so many layers to it.
Yeah.
Like you
So
can you can attack that from so many different angles.
right, but just as far as food and beverage in general, anything to do with food and beverage, we're not the largest occupational hazard. That has to go to the medical field.
Right.
the The irony of it is, it's not. It's the difference. It's not a lot. So I just wanted your take on it. Like, what do you think was the cause for that being like? What do you think the cause of death being so high? Like, and then you could touch on. business owners and so on and so forth.
So you said, what do I think? The
Yeah,
first
what do
part,
you think? Yeah, what do you think led to the cause of so many deaths in the food and beverage industry?
um, depression. I would say depression
Ooh, yo, you took that somewhere different. Talk your
because
shit, boy.
because think about it. In our industry, in our line of work, we're never seen or heard. All the consumers know is when they come to a restaurant or they come to a hotel or wherever they go for service or whatever event. All they see is the finished product. They don't see us. They don't see what goes on behind the scenes. They don't see what goes on in these kitchens. They don't see the days of prep, the late nights, early mornings. They don't see anything. All they see is what's on their plate when their food is presented to them. And our industry is very, very unforgiving. To use your word, sweat equity. We put so much sweat equity into this, so much time, so much blood, sweat, and tears, literally and figuratively, that if not taken care of and staying on top of it, especially when it comes to mental health,
Right.
it's very, very easy to become depressed in this line of work because in your mind, you can create the notion that, again, and we've said this numerous times, you can create the notion in your mind that you're in an industry that you love, but it doesn't love you back. So why continue to put so much into this shit? And we wear the smile because we have to, because it's our job. But deep down inside, we don't know. On the outside looking in, they don't know what the fuck is going on. And we can wake up one morning or go to bed, one evening, and it'd be the last time we go to sleep or the last time we wake up because it's like I can't do this shit no more. It's too fucking demanding. Like,
Right.
like this is why when people like us get out of the positions that we work so hard to reach, you just want to be one of the guys. You don't want to continue to carry this burden because it's like, damn, I'm giving so much of myself and I'm getting so little in return. And it gets to the point where it's not fair. It's not fair to you or him or her or them. So I would have to say depression is the biggest cause of death in this industry. And then to piggyback on the second part with like the restaurant owners and them crying about nobody wanting to work, B has so much to do with A that when the pandemic hit and people actually got to relax and kick their feet up, people found themselves again and said, you know what, I'm young enough, I have the aptitude to change my career path if I so choose to. And a lot of people changed their career path. A lot of people said, I love this shit, but I'm good. I'm gonna start to put myself first. I'm good at this. Let me see what this is all about. They see what it's about. They're making good money. The hours are steady. They got a life again. It's like, damn, like I've been missing out all these years because I was giving so much of myself to this food and beverage industry. Nah, fuck that. They can keep that. They hang their apron up for good. Y'all can keep that apron. I don't want it no more. So, a lot of people post pandemic, a lot of people got out of it, yo. A lot of people got out of it, and a lot of people are wanting to get out, but they're loyal to a fault, and they still got the love. But once that love is gone, bro, that's it.
Yeah, it's once love and respect is gone, it's a hard thing to get back. Just to touch on the same thing real quick. I think the reason why there were so many deaths as well as too is because it exposed majority of the world that didn't know how to take care of themselves. So the first thing that opened back up was restaurants because people was like, I don't know how to cook. I don't know how to take care of myself. I mean, I can't eat oodles and noodles every day. So I think that was a big thing too. And then, you got, and you've been in the industry for almost 20 plus years. Same thing with me. Feeding 100 people, this is a small number, but it's easy to spread. It was easy to spread like COVID. To feed 100 people, you need at least 2 or 3 people, and you don't know what these people are doing in their spare time when they're out of work. Like, and that could just be just spreading it around, and then you're trying to feed 200 people. Now you add an extra person. 300 people, you add an extra person. So, it was a trickle down effect. It was just a shocking thing to read that tweet, and then it was also shocking for me to research and do the numbers. It's like, yo, the difference between medical professionals and food and beverage people, like the number was not that different. It's probably like maybe like 2,000 deaths difference.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's insane. So yeah, I told y'all we keeping this real short, quick. What you got for us for motivational mic drop, bro?
Um, so for my motivational mic drop, I would have to say, damn, I lost my train of thought. Oh no, I got it back. I'm sorry.
You good?
So for my motivational, it's early. For my motivational mic drop, I would have to say it's okay to want the best for yourself. Nobody's going to want it for you more than you. And I say that because a lot of people tend to be caregivers and caretakers per se, where they'll put the needs of everybody else before the needs of themselves. And that's a part of my personality as well. I'll make sure everybody else around me is good before I make sure I'm good, but that can be a detriment if you don't realize what you're doing. So put yourself first sometimes, most times, but it's okay to take care of yourself. It's okay to let other people figure it out for themselves. As adults, we don't always have to feel like we have to take everybody by the hand because we know that they can't do it the way that it needs to be done. But unfortunately, they have to figure it out. So while you make sure you're good, let other people make sure that they're good. But I applaud people that have that kind of personality and that care enough to want to see everybody around them do well, be well, succeed. Those are traits that really don't exist that much these days because so many people are out for self. But again, like I said, take care of yourself. Put yourself first.
All right, what I got for motivational is real quick, real sweet and simple. Learn as you will live forever. Live like you will die tomorrow. Always be in the spirit of learning and treat every day like it's your last. So do it up. To quote one of the great rappers of our time, Mason Betha, if you had 24 hours to live, what would you do? So you just make the most of it. So real quick, this was a quick episode. We knocked this one out the park. We got in and we got out. The Bear review is coming next week, guys. It's going to be spoilers. We're just going to put it out there. It's going to be spoilers. You started yet, bro?
No, I haven't had time to actually start it yet, but I would have binged the entire thing by the time we do our show next week. So
That's cool. We in the same boat. So again, quick episode. We in and we out. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Bro, you got anything to say to the people?
um, No, no, we pretty much covered it all. On some funny stuff, real quick. Your mom told me I should be a motivational speaker.
I, she might be telling the truth,
I
but
was cracking.
we'll, we'll touch on that next week. So again, it's your
God,
boy Mills.
this your boy P.
Thank you for tuning in. You know, we appreciate you joining us at the Food Joint Podcast.